Mayor Walsh. Thank you for being here. I enjoyed our conversation. And as you know, as I told you, I have a brother who lives in Randolph, so it's kind of nice to have a connection with a beloved brother. Senator Burr spoke to this. I'd like to return to it. Quoting Jimmy Hoffa regarding the cancellation of the Keystone XL pipeline, the Teamsters strongly oppose. This executive order doesn't just affect U.S. Teamsters, it hurts our Canadian brothers and sisters as well. It reduces good-paying union jobs that allow workers to provide a middle-class standard of living to their families. Now, I'm trying to represent that perspective. And one picture I loved was the one, or I loved, it was just so poignant. I don't know if love's the right word. In USA Today, the guy in Arkansas standing in front of a partially completed home. He had been told to lay off 11 of his workers, and kind of the story was, how is he going to pay for his home? Do you agree or disagree with Mr. Hoffa as regards the impact of that executive order?
Senator, thank you for your conversation. It was great to talk to you the other day, and I look forward to continuing. Maybe actually when you come to Massachusetts, I'm going to be down here, so we'll take you to dinner in Boston. At some point, we'll go back. I'm a laborer. I'm a member of Labor's Local 223, International Union, Lyuna. When that executive order was signed by President Biden, many of the workers on that job site were union members, laborers. The same union book in my pocket that they have. But also in the American Recovery Plan, there's an opportunity that we have to build back better by creating hundreds of thousands of green jobs.
So Mayor, if I can, because my time's limited, will those jobs be available tomorrow?
If the quicker we can get the American Recovery Plan passed.
But my point being, because I think you're talking past me, because the Keystone XL jobs are gone today, actually last week. The jobs you're describing are in the by and by. Hopefully within a year, more likely longer than that. Mr. Hoffa also said, aside from 8,000 union workers losing their work, this impacted their ability to pay into their pension and their retirement. Is that a correct statement by Mr. Hoffa?
Yeah, with Mr. Hoffa, if you don't work in that industry, you do not get pension credit, you do not get health care credit. That's absolutely...
So the executive order, and I grant that the administration has high hopes that sometime from now, maybe even 6 months, probably more like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 years, there will be jobs which will replace these on the ledger sheet, because the pipe fitter may not get a job making solar panels, because that's a different set of training. The pipe fitter may be 55, etc. The impact on that pipe fitter, the guy in front of that half-completed house, will that be made up tomorrow by everything the administration is planning in their American Recovery Act?
The jobs that were lost during Keystone will be more than made up with the American Recovery Act.
For that individual worker?
That pipe fitter will be connecting steam. That pipe fitter will have opportunities in that economy. That iron worker will have opportunities in that economy. That laborer, that operator, that teamster, that carpenter, that plumber, all of those different trades and skills that people have in this country will have great opportunity in this new economy as we move forward.
And is there a sense of when the first of those jobs would come out, knowing that the money's not even been appropriated yet, and it's got to filter its way through the system, and there has to be bids made, and there has to be go on? I think it's reasonable to say it'll be quite some time, but the guy's got a mortgage payment next month. And now I will just make parenthetically, don't ask you to comment on this. We had experts yesterday in the Energy Committee, bipartisan experts, and what they said is that we are going to continue to use oil and gas for decades around the world. The United States uses the highest environmental standards. If we don't produce it, another country will, which does not have our standards, which will increase global greenhouse gas emissions. Not only do we lose the jobs, They migrate to another country, maybe making Russia's economy better, for example. But we increase global greenhouse gas emissions. I applaud the efforts to employ those tradesmen and women on other types of activity, but we are being disingenuous if we don't recognize the impact it has upon them right now. They face poverty because of an executive order that will increase global greenhouse gas emissions. With that, Mayor, I yield back, and I thank you for your testimony, and I thank you for offering yourself for service.
Thank you, Senator.